Tris Speaker was one of the best hitters of the dead ball era. He was right up there with Ty Cobb, Nap Lajoie, and Joe Jackson. 345 is his lifetime record, and nobody has surpassed his career mark of 792 doubles. Speaker was a really interesting character. He taught Roy Rogers how to use a lariat. He's from Hubbard, Texas, which is about 100 miles or 80 miles south of where my grandfather was from, and born the same year as Tris Speaker. But taught to use a lariat to Will Rogers. He was taught to field fly balls by Cy Young when he joined the Red Sox. He was a man's man who hunted, fished. He could bulldog a steer and fulfill the role of a cowpuncher. Tris Speaker was a born right-hander, but he taught himself to throw left-handed after he broke his arm twice, being thrown from a Bronco. Not long after that, he learned to bat left-handed as well. He went to college at Fort Worth Polytechnic Institute, which is now Texas Wesleyan University. Played in the Texas League, and his contract was bought by the Boston Red Sox in 1907. He didn't come up to the Major League Club until 1909 and only hit .224 in 31 games, but he showed that his defensive outfield skills were way above average. By 1912, he was the league's most valuable player, third in the league in batting at .383, only trailing Cobb and Jackson. The fans in Boston loved him, but not everybody on the team loved him. There was two factions on the team, Irish Catholics and Protestants, and the two didn't get along. Two of the Catholics were the catcher Kerrigan and the outfielder Duffy Lewis. Some of the Protestants were Joe Wood and Larry Gardner. Lewis and Speaker barely spoke to one another, but they played well together. They didn't like each other, though. Factions on the team were further complicated when Babe Ruth arrived on the scene in 1915. Hello everybody, this is Apba Brian and Apba Baseball Classics, bringing to you game number 123 of the All-Time Greats Tournament. And this is the first game of the new series between the 1912 Boston Red Sox and the 2008 Tampa Bay Rays. The Red Sox are the higher rated team. They're going to start out on the road, then the next two games, if necessary, for game 3 will be at Boston. And also today we're going to use the Merino boards. One of my subscribers, I believe it was DC, suggested that I don't have to do the math during the broadcast, which is what holds me back from doing the Merino boards, unless I don't have the master ratings on both sets of teams. But he suggested just do the math before the game and see if that goes a little smoother. So that's what I'm going to do. And so we'll have a little more emphasis on left-right matchups in today's game. All right, so for the Red Sox, Harry Hooper steps into the box to face Edwin Jackson. The Rays are a little bit hamstrung in this series. They will not have the services of Matt Garza, who was injured for 7 games in the last series. So he will not be available in this series. Edwin Jackson is a rated 6 pitcher. He has no modifiers. He's all set for the first pitch. Let's play ball. 22 is a 8. On column 6 is a base hit. Leadoff single for Harry Hooper. He's a fast runner. And let's see, C24 is the steal rating. Duffy Lewis steps into the box. Evan Jackson's move to first is +1. And Navarro is +3, so 4. C20 is the steal rating. Should he decide to go 11 through 42, he'll be safe. Duffy Lewis does not have the extra 31 on his card. There goes Hooper, running right off the bat, and he is safe with a stolen base. '61 is a 40. That's going to be it gets fielding column 1. First on fielder's choice, the runner is out 4 to 5, trying for third. So a base running mistake by the Red Sox early sets them back a base. Duffy Lewis is on first, E25 stealing. The E will not let him go until there's 2 outs. 6th inning, he can go at any time. Here is Tris Speaker, a 383 hitter in 1912. Here's the pitch to Tris Speaker. 44 is a 7. That's going to be a base hit. And the runner won't go to third. 2 hits already in the inning for the Red Sox. Both singles, first and third. 1 out. And Tampa will play the infield at double play death for Larry Gardner. Larry Gardner is 6 for 19 with 2 triples and a double in the tournament. Playing back for the double play. Here's the pitch to Larry Gardner. 1-3 is a 14. And that is going to be a walk to load the bases. Gardner's at first, Speaker's at second, Hooper's at third. Player manager Jake Stahl comes to bat. Infield still back for a double play. Here's the pitch. 63 is a 31. That's going to be a fly ball to center field. Stahl's going to be out. We'll roll for the depth of the fly ball. 5 is a 30. Depth is 38, so we add the 38 to Lewis, a speed of 12, which is 50, and subtract the arm, only about 17 or so. So he's not going to try to advance it. It's not deep enough. 2 outs for the Red Sox. Now up is Heine Wagner, the shortstop for the Red Sox. Infield's back with 2 outs. Here's the roll. 64 is a 23. And that is a ground out to, oh, wait a minute, timeout. Ground out to first base, and that will end the innings and strand the bases loaded. We go to the bottom of the first inning, Red Sox nothing, and the Rays coming to bat. All right, Mel Upton Jr. leads off for the Tampa Rays. In the bottom of the first, 55 is a 9 against column 17. That's going to be a base hit for Melvin Upton. And definitely a fast runner at first. C28 stealing. O'Brien is a 0 move to first. I think Kerrigan's -2 to his favor. Let's see. Thorne is, yes, 2. So looking at C26 stealing. And I think he'll go. 11 through 52, Upton will be safe. Zobrist is a hitter. Here's the pitch. 42 and stolen base by Melvin Upton. All right, Ben Zobrist facing Thomas Buck O'Brien. 63 is a 32. That's going to be a fly out to right field. Upton tags up and goes to third without a throw. one away. First run of the game is 90 feet away. The Red Sox will play the infield in. Here is Evan Longoria. 33 is a 5. And that's a double, scoring the run, and the Rays take a 1-0 lead. O'Brien struggled in his first outing in the tournament. He went 7 1/3 innings, gave up 5 runs. Here's Carlos Pena. 1-6 is a 28. That's a ground ball to the second baseman. Yerkes throws to first, 2 outs, and Longoria goes to third. That brings up the catcher, Dionero Navarro, a 295 hitter, and 2008. Here's the pitch to Navarro. 52 is going to be a ground ball to third base, taken by Larry Gardner, who throws over to his manager, Jake Stahl, at first base. 3 outs, but the Rays score once. We go to the top of the second. Tampa 1 and Boston 0. Jackson pitched out of a heap of trouble in the first inning. He will have catcher Bill Kerrigan, Steve Yerkes, and the pitcher O'Brien. Here in the top of the second inning, here's the pitch to Kerrigan. 46 is a swing and a miss. Strike 3, 1 away. First strikeout victim for Edwin Jackson. Steve Yerkes. 5 for 20 in the tournament. 61 is a 36 for ball 1. 53 is an 18. That's going to test the defense of the shortstop, who is Heine Wagner. Oh, no, Wagner's on the bench. The shortstop for Tampa is Bartlett. He's a 8. Fielding column 2. That's going to be an error on Jason Bartlett. All right, the pitcher, Tom O'Brien, does not have a very strong hitting card. I think he's going to go ahead and sacrifice. 13 is a foul strike. Strike 2, he's going to swing away. 46 is a swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 outs, here is Harry Hooper. Hooper singled and stole a base in the first inning. 36 is going to be a 12. That's a ground ball to the first baseman. He hits the bag unassisted. 3 outs. Go to the bottom of the second. Rays 1, Red Sox 0. All right, Jason Bartlett leads off for the Rays in the bottom of the second inning. 55 is an 8 against column 21. That's a fly out to right field. O'Brien is a 15 pitcher on the Reno boards, and Bartlett's -6 against right-handers. Here is Carl Crawford. 1-2 is a 25. That's a ground ball to second base. Steve Yerkes throws the first. 2 up and 2 down for the Rays in the second. Here is Akinori Iwamura. And 53 is a 19. That will test the third baseman, Gardner, who has a fielding column 4. And that's going to be an error on Larry Gardner. Each team has 1 error. Iwamura's average speed, E23 stealing. With the adjustments, he's E21. Should he decide to go with 2 outs, 11 through 43, he would be safe. Pitcher's at the plate. If he's thrown out, he'd be leading off, so he's not stealing. Here's the pitch to Edwin Jackson. 56 is the Y result, and O'Brien has the Y. That's a strikeout. 3 outs for the Rays in the second. We go to the top of the third. Tampa 1 and Boston nothing. Lewis leads off for the Red Sox. He's 6 for 19 in the tournament coming into the game, and he has a home run in the tournament. Jackson's pitch to Duffy Lewis, 26 is the roll. That's a fly ball to right field, taken by Ben Zobrist, 1 away. Tris Speaker, who singled in the first inning. 1-1 roll. That's his hit column roll for Tris Speaker. And 14 is going to be a double. Speaker is 2 for 2 in today's game. 1 out. B26 stealing, in case he wants to think about stealing third. The chances are 11 through 36, not great. Only a little over half. He'll stay there. Here's Larry Gardner. 51 is an 8, and that will be column 6. A solid base hit for Larry Gardner, and that will score Speaker from second. RBI single ties the game 1-1. C25 stealing, or C21 after the adjustments. And that will be 11 through 43. Jake Stahl, the manager, comes up. 301 hitter with 3 homers. I think he's going to try to hit and run. They're going to protect the runner this time. '16 is a 28. And that's a ground out to the shortstop. 6-3. Gardner will be in the second safely. Bartlett makes the play. 2 outs. And here is Heine Wagner. 13 is a base on balls. First and second. Gardner's fast at second. Runner at first is average. Catcher Bill Kerrigan. First and second. Here's the pitch. 6-4 is a 36. That's a pass ball, unless he has a pass ball 0. He does not have the pass ball 0 rating, so that's a pass ball. Runners go up 1 more base. There are 2 outs. Ball 1 pitch to Kerrigan, infield playing back. 1-1 roll, that's a 7. That's going to be a base hit, I believe. Both runners will score. They make a throw for Wagner at home. He will be safe. Kerrigan is singled and goes to second on the throw, 2 RBIs. And the Red Sox take a 3-1 lead in the third. Here's Steven Yerkes, 2 outs. 6-6 roll. That's a hit, call, and roll for Yerkes. Things are getting a little out of hand for the Rays. So 56 is going to be a 6. That's a double. And Kerrigan, the catcher, will score from second. 4-1 Boston. Thomas O'Brien comes up. 53 is a strikeout. That ends the inning, but the Red Sox score 4 times in the top of the third. We go to the bottom of the third. Boston 4, Tampa Bay 1. Melvin Upton will lead off the last of the third. He's 7 for 22 in the tournament. He has 2 steals. One of those today. 32 is a 26. That's going to be a ground ball to Iwamura at second base. Upton is thrown out at first, goes back to the dugout. Here's Ben Zobrist stepping up to the plate. He'll be swinging from the left side. 46 is a strikeout. Second strikeout for Thomas O'Brien. Here is Evan Longoria. 42 is a 22. And that is a out at first base. A little dribbler in front of the plate. Navarro throws. And LaGoria, Kerrigan throws, and LaGoria is out. That's the end of the bottom of the third inning. Red Sox 4, Rays 1. Order, and Harry Hooper steps into the box for Boston. Edwin Jackson still out there for Tampa. 26 is a 29. That's a roller back to Jackson, who throws the first, one away. Duffy Lewis, the defender of Duffy's Cliff when he's in Fenway Park. 61 is a 40. That's a foul ball. 25 is an 8 against an 8. That is a base hit. Brings us a dangerous Tris Speaker. 10 for 23 in the series. Here's a pitch to Speaker. 35 is a 8 against a column 7 single, and the runner goes to third. Speaker's 3 for 3. The Red Sox are threatening again. Rays will make a change here and bring in Andy Sonnenschein. He is a grade 6 pitcher with a Z modifier, and he'll be pitching to Larry Gardner. $15 to Gardner is an 11. First and third, that's going to be a single. Column 6. That scores Lewis. Speaker goes to second. Or he's fast, he goes to third. RBI signal for Gardner, and it's 5-1. Charge that run to Jackson. Still only one out. The infield is playing back. Jake Stahl, 53, is a 19. That will be an error on LaGoria. One base. Scores Speaker. Gardner goes to second. Second error for Tampa. 6-1. Here's Jake Stahl, 25 as a 10. Hits just keep coming. That's going to be a single, fill the bases. Here's a pitch to Kerrigan. 56 is a 34. And that is a fly out to left field. Caught by Carl Crawford. We have to roll for the depth. 6 is a 34 depth. Added to Gardner's speed, we go to 51. And then the left fielder's arm. Once again, the left fielder is Carl Crawford. So 51 minus his arm rating. The arm rating is 33. 18. 11 to 36 is a chance to be safe. He'll hold. 2 outs. Steve Yerkes. 65 is a 35, and that's a foul out to these. Actually, not a foul out, that's a strikeout. That ends the inning. Red Sox score 2 more runs. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Boston 6 and Tampa 1. All right, Carlos Pena leads off the bottom of the 4th inning for the Tampa Rays. If you're doing your picks to click, Carlos Pena would be a good choice. He's a +5 against right-handers, and that's the best rating of the Ray's lineup today. Here's a pitch from O'Brien. 61 is a 42. He's hit by a pitch ball. Pena goes to first. Slow runner. They'll play it safe on the bases. Catcher Dionar Navarro. 6-1-24. That's going to be a 6-4-3 double play. Brings up Jason Bartlett with 2 outs. 42 is a 23 that will test the pitcher, and it's going to be an error on O'Brien. Each team has 2 errors in the game. Carl Crawford. 54 is a fly ball to right field. Harry Hooper is under it and makes the catch. It's the end of the 4th inning. We go to the top of the 5th. Boston 6 and the Tampa Bay Rays 1. Andrew Sonnestein comes back out to the mound to pitch the top of the 5th. He's a rated starter, so he could go a while if he performs well enough. Thomas O'Brien, the pitcher, leads off for the Red Sox. 23 is a 33. That's going to be a pop out to the second baseman. Muro one way. Top of the order to Harry Hooper. 1 for 3. Today, 25 is going to be a 10 on column 6. And that is a single. I was 1 number away from a ground out, but it's not. It gets through the infield. That's a hit for Hooper. C24 stealing. They've got a 5-run lead. Duffy Lewis. 16 is 28. And that's a fielder's choice. 6-4, retiring Hooper. That brings up Red Hot Tris Speaker, who is 3 for 3 today. Lewis is fast at first. 2 outs. Sonnestein's pitch to Speaker, 55, is a 8. And that is on column 8. Base hit for Speaker. Runner goes to third with 2 outs. And Speaker is 3 for 3 today. And here comes Larry Gardner, who is 2 for 2. He's got a bat in his hands. Here's the pitch to Gardner, and feels back with 2 outs. 55 is an 8 on a 6. That's a single. And first and third. Lewis scores, Speaker the third. And Larry Gardner and Speaker together are 7 for 7 today. 7-1, Boston. First baseman Jake Stahl. 62 is a 37. That's going to be strike 1. 33, that's a hit column roll for Jake Stahl. 55 is a triple, scoring 2 more runners. 9-1, Boston. The horse is out of the barn. Tampa Bay Rays will call on Al Reyes to pitch. He's a grade 5 pitcher with the X modifier. And he'll draw Heine Wagner for the first batter only. He'll be rated 10. Infield is playing back. Here's the pitch. 64 is a 23. That's going to be a single. That's a pop-up behind second base, and Muir collides with Ben Zobrist. Muir will be injured, and Stahl scores, becomes 10-1. RBI for Wagner, and we'll need to get a new second baseman. Romero's injury rating is J1, so we roll on the 1 column, and that is going to be a 55. Looks like he's going to be out for 1 game. Willie Ibar will come in to play second base. That drops Tampa's defense down 1, but they're still fielding column 1. Wagner is at first. Bill Kerrigan comes to bat. Still only, well, there are 2 outs. There's a pitch to Kerrigan. 22, that's an 8. That's a single, and Wagner goes to third. It has been a hit parade for the Boston Red Sox. 16 hits in 5 innings. First and third Red Sox. Here is Steve Yerkes. 1-5. That's an 8. That's a hit. And Kerrigan goes to third. Rinse and repeat. It is 11-1. Boston. Pitcher Thomas O'Brien. 32 will end the carnage. And that is going to be a ground ball to second base. 4-3, that's the third out. But the Red Sox score 5 runs. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Boston 11 and Tampa 1. Willie Ibar leads off the bottom of the 5th inning for Tampa. 65 is a 35. That's going to be a foul out to the catcher. Reyes will bat for himself. There's no point in burning up the entire bullpen in the first game of the series. When you're 10 runs down, 25 is a 9 against a 20 column as a fly out to center field. 2 outs and Melvin Upton. 6-6, that's a hit column roll for Upton. 61 is a double. 2 for 3 for Melvin Upton. Brings up Ben Zobrist. .64 is a strikeout. We go to the top of the 6th inning. Boston 11, Tampa 1. 6 of the Red Sox position players already have multi-hit games. Harry Hooper, one of them, leads off for the Red Sox. Al Reyes winds and pitches. 30 is a fly ball to left field. Taken by Carl Crawford, 1 away. Here is Duffy Lewis. .25 is a 8 against a 7 column. That's going to be a hit, I believe. Yes. Lewis is 2 for 5. 1 away. Fast runner, average speed at first. Here is Tris Speaker. And Tris Speaker, the 3rd and 4th place hitters are 7 for 7 in this game. Can Al Reyes get Tris Speaker out? 42 is a 8. He can't. Base hit, and the runner goes to second. Speaker is 5 for 5. Larry Gardner. 25 is a 10. That'll be a hit. And that will fill the bases. So now the middle of the Red Sox order is 9 for 9. Okay, Tampa will go back to their bullpen, or this game may never end. Reyes pitched 1 inning, gave up 6 hits. So Bradford is going to come in to pitch. He's going to be a grade 17 RZ pitcher. Bases are loaded. That changes all the hitters' columns when they get possible hits. I'll just have to do the math as we go along. Here's the pitch to first baseman Jake Stahl. 61 is a 22. Infield's playing back. That's going to be a line drive to the shortstop, Bartlett. And that's a double play line drive. 6, and then Speaker is out at second. 6. So that ends the inning. Nobody scores. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Tampa 11 and, Boston 11, Tampa 1. Evan Longoria leads off the last of the 6th inning for the Rays. 62 is a swing and a miss, strike 3. He is 1 for 3 on the day. Here's Carlos Pena. .35 is a walk. Dinar Navarro. 45 is going to be a walk as well. First and second, Jason Bartlett. 23 is a 26. Ground ball to shortstop. That's going to be a 6-4-3 double play. Turned by Wagner to Yerkes to Stahl. That ends the 6th inning. Go to the top of the 7th. 11-1 Boston. Bradford faced only one batter in the 6th, so he's going to be back out to fill the 7th inning. He's got Heine Wagner in the bottom of the Red Sox order. 53 is a 18. They'll test the shortstop, Jason Bartlett, who is fielding column 2, and that's going to be an error on Jason Bartlett. I think that's the 3rd Tampa error. Hard to maintain concentration when you are 10 runs down. Bill Kerrigan, the catcher, comes up. 26 is a strikeout. Kerrigan's 2 for 5. Steve Yerkes. He is 2 for 3 in the game. 1-4 is a fly ball to left field taken by Crawford. And now the pitcher, Thomas O'Brien. 61 is a roller back to the pitcher. Bradford throws to first. 1-3, that's the 3rd out. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. 11-1 Boston. Cole Crawford leads off the last of the 7th. This will be a point of weakness inning for Thomas O'Brien. He doesn't have a batter's rated on his card, so the 7th inning will be his point of weakness. 3 bad things. His grade will go down 5 points. Here is Carl Crawford. 23 is a 26. Ground out to the second baseman, Steve Yerkes, 1 away. Here's Willie Ibar, who came in for the injured Emo Mira. 43 is a ground ball to the pitcher O'Brien. Throws to first. 2 outs, and Willie Ibar is 0 for 2 today. Here's Cliff Floyd hitting for the pitcher. 46 is a strikeout. 3 up and 3 down for the Rays. We go to the top of the 8th. 11-1 Red Sox. J.P. Howell will be pitching for Tampa Bay. He is a grade 20 reliever with X, Y, and W modifiers. I think he came up in the Royals organization. Had a great year for Tampa in 08, 2.2 ERA, 6-1. He's got the top of the Red Sox order, Harry Hooper, Duffy Lewis, and then what will he do with Speaker and Gardner? Nobody's been able to get them out today. Here's the pitch to Harry Hooper, 1-5, is an 11, and that's going to be on fielding column. He's left-handed pitcher, so that's going to be a fielding -3, fielding column 23. Base hit for Harry Hooper. That's his 3rd hit today, and now is Duffy Lewis comes to bat. 62 is a strikeout. One away. And now here is Tris Speaker. 5 for 5 on the day. 383 here in 1912. 36. 12 is going to be a ground out to the pitcher, or W. That's going to be a walk. He has a W on his card. He's an AC pitcher, but that walk is harmful. So he doesn't get Speaker out. Runners on first and second. Without that W, that could have been a double play. Here is Larry Gardner, first and second. One out. 22 is a 7. He is -4 against lefties, so it's 24. Base hit. Runner scores. And Speaker goes to third. Wow. 12 to 1. And now Speaker and Gardner are 10 for 10. Jake Stahl, infield's playing back for a potential double play. 1's 5 is an 11. Stahl is -1 against, let's see, +1 against lefty, so it's 19. 11 on 19. Single. Runner scores. The other one goes to second. Hits just keep coming. It is 13 to 1. Boston. 23 hits in Red Sox attack. Here is Charlie Wagner. 62 is a 22. That is a error on J.P. Howell. That's going to load the bases. 4th Tampa error. Bill Kerrigan. Infield's back. 35 is a 14. That's going to be a base on balls. Scoring Gardner. Stahl goes to third, Wagner to second, and Kerrigan is at first. 14 to 1 Boston. Steve Yerkes. 31. That's a 9. +2. This will be 18. That's a fly ball to center field. You have to roll for the depth. 4, medium depth, 35. That's not deep enough, and Jack Stahl is not going to tag and try to score up by so many runs. Here is the pitcher, Steve O'Brien. '16 is a 28. That's going to be a ground out to second base. 4 to 3. Well, they've got the pitcher out today. He is 0 for 6. That's the end of the 8th inning. Red Sox score 3 more times. Go to the bottom of the 8th. Boston 14, Tampa 1. Mel Upton leads off the 8th for the Rays. 61 is a fly ball to left. 1 away. Ben Zobrist. He is my wife's favorite all-time baseball player. 1/6 is 28. Is a ground ball to the shortstop. Heidi Wagner, that's 2 outs. Evan Longoria. 43 is a roller back to the pitcher O'Brien. That's the 3rd out. We go to the top of the 9th. 14 to 1 Boston. 2 pitch to 9th. Trevor Miller comes on. He's a grade 8 reliever, left-handed pitcher. Harry Hooper leads off the 9th. He led off the 8th inning because they batted around. Led off the 6th inning because they batted around. Of course, he led off the first inning. Here's the pitch to Harry Hooper. 1-5 is an 11 against a 11 column. Base hit for Harry Hooper. 4 hits today for Hooper. Duffy Lewis. 56 is a 34. That's going to be a pop to the infield. The shortstop is calling for it. Jason Bartlett has it. Been the infield fly. Anyway, here is Speaker. 65 is a 35. That's also popped up. Except for it has a W, so Miller's got the W mark, and that's going to be a walk. First and second with one out. Speaker has not been retired all day. He is 5 for 5, plus 2 walks. Larry Gardner, who's not been retired all day. Can Trevor Miller get a major victory here and get either Speaker or Gardner out? Here's the pitch, 56. He's going to do it. 35 is not going to do it. That's a W. That's a walk. Bases loaded. Those W's are killers on pitcher's cards. Jake Stahl, the manager. He has 2 hits, a triple, single, and 3 RBIs. 45 is going to be a walk. Scoring Hooper 15-1. Stahl's at first, Gardner's at second, Speaker's at third, and here is Heine Wagner, 1 down. Pitch to Trevor Miller. 60 by Trevor Miller is a fly ball to center field. I'm not going to roll for the depth. They're so far ahead. 2 outs. Bill Kerrigan. 24 is a strikeout. So Trevor Miller comes on, struggles with the strike zone. He only gave up 1 hit, 1 run. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Boston 15, Tampa 1. Carlos Pena leads off the 9th for Tampa Bay. 31 is a base on balls. That's the first mark against O'Brien's point of fatigue. Leonardo Navarro. Fifteen's an 8 against the 16. That's going to be a 33. Pop out to third base. Caught by Larry Gardner, 1 down. Jason Bartlett. 46 is a strikeout. And Carl Crawford. 1-1 roll, that's a 5. And see, that's going to be against a 14. That's going to be a drive. It might be, it could be, it is a home run for Carl Crawford. Makes the score 15-3. Here's Willie Ibar. .22 is a 7 against a 18. Base hit for Willie Ibar. And now his grade goes down to 13. O'Brien looks at the dugout. I'm fine, he says. Let me finish it. Here's the pitch to pinch hitter Gabe Gross. And that's a 1-1 roll. That's a 4. And let's see, +1, so 4 and 14. So that's a triple. Scoring Ibar. O'Brien still insists he's going to finish this game. Upton 54 is a fly out to right field. And he does finish the game. That's the ball game. Final score, the Boston Red Sox 15, Tampa Bay Rays 4. We'll be back with a wrap-up. There was a hurricane that hit the Tropicana Dome today in Tampa Bay in the form of the 1912 Boston Red Sox. They scored 15 runs on 24 hits had 31 base runners in the game, and the Red Sox committed 2 errors. Tampa had 4 runs on 6 hits, and they committed 4 errors. Actually, they had 35 base runners with those 4 errors. So the winning pitcher was Thomas O'Brien. He moves to 1-1 in the tournament. Edwin Jackson is the loser. 3 1/3 innings, 6 earned runs pitched. 1 home run in the game. That was by Carl Crawford in the 9th for Tampa, a 2-run shot. But it was way too little, way too late. As the Boston Red Sox tape Game 1 of this 3-game series, tomorrow they'll play again, but the game moves to Boston. Royal Rooters will be there in force. Tampa will need to win to stay in the tournament. Join us tomorrow for that game. Our John Mayberry stars of the games, the MVPs are 2 stars, Tris Speaker and Larry Gardner. Tris Speaker and Larry Gardner simply couldn't be retired by Tampa Bay. Actually, both players go 5 for 5. Gardner had 3 RBIs, and both men walked twice. So Tris Speaker in the tournament is 13 for 26. That's a solid 500 batting average with a homer and 2 doubles. And Larry Gardner is 11 for 24, not far behind with 2 triples and 2 doubles, 2 steals and 4 RBIs. All right, tomorrow's game, Hugh Bryant for the Red Sox will be starting against Scott Kazmir. Bryant is number 3 in Boston's rotation. Kazmir is number 1 in Tampa's, but we're working on 4-man rotations with a day off between rounds, so Kazmir can go against Bryant tomorrow's game. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, and God bless.